Have you ever wanted to play through Ocarina of Time, but were reluctant to because of the first third of the game? Going through Hyrule as a child in hopes of obtaining the 3 spiritual stones always felt boring to me. Have you ever wanted to minimize the amount of time spent as a child and just play as adult Link? Well, now it's possible through the use of a few glitches, namely Escape the Forest and the Door of Time Skip. Now, you may be saying to yourself, hey asshole, these glitches were discovered long before this tutorial of yours, you're a dang phony. Well, settle down there, Spaz. They're typically used as speedrun techniques that can fuck with the game, leaving you no choice but to use even more glitches to slog your way to the end. The goal here is to skip most of Child Link's portion and to have a normal run of Adult Link. There are a few caveats that we'll get into later, but for now, let's begin the episode. We're gonna skip the entirety of the Great Deku Tree and Jabu Jabu and only go through about half of the Dongo's Cavern. Before we retrieve the Master Sword, there are some items that we'll need to have in hand, as once we age, there'll be no way of going back, at least not in this run. Since we're skipping the dungeons, and by extension the heart containers, we'll make sure to collect 12 heart pieces to make up for it. When you begin your journey, you're going to need to acquire the Kokiri sword, a Deku shield, and at least one Deku stick. There are several ways of leaving Kokiri Forest early, but for this run we'll be using only 2 of them. For the first time, we need to clip through the little twat blocking your exit so we can obtain the Fairy Ocarina. Using a certain trick, it is possible to use a variety of items to play as an ocarina, but it's much more convenient to just get the real ocarina while you have the opportunity. And technically that opportunity is never vanquished, as you can get it as Adult Link very easily, but that's beside the point. Anyway, once you clip through the child and collect the ocarina, make your way to Hyrule Castle and play through the game normally until you learn Zelda's Lullaby from Impa. I've never tested this because sitting through Zelda's infinite exposition heavy cutscene is so goddamn boring, but can anyone tell me, if you save and quit before Impa teaches you the song, can you go back to Zelda's courtyard or will the guards be blocking you? Are you fucked? At this point, run to Lon Lon Ranch, collect the heart piece inside the tall building behind all the horses, and then learn Epona's song. Before leaving said ranch, make sure to talk to dumb old Talon again and win his bottle. Also, make sure to answer no to his question regarding marrying his daughter. If she's half as dumb as he is, it ain't worth... Well, I changed my mind. Return to the forest and learn Saria's song. Use said song to collect one of the Skull Kid's heart pieces, and play the other Skull Kid's memory game to collect another. It's time to escape the forest, but this time we'll be clipping through the Zora Fountain to hit the warp point, the Zora's River. Once you enter the House of the Zora, collect the Silver Scale and use the 1 Deku stick we bought earlier to light all the torches around the room to make your 4th heart piece appear in a chest. Breathe a sigh of relief as you now have 4 hearts, and that's all you need. With the Silver Scale in hand, exit to Lake Hylia, collect Ruto's letter in a bottle, and make sure to play a song for the Scarecrow buds up by the lake house. Go back to Zora's domain and show King Zora the letter. It's not really important that you move the Fat King, as there's a simple clip that allows you to go around him if he never moves, but we want the empty bottle, right? We have no use for Ruto's soggy manuscript. Return to Zora's River and use the Cucco to collect 2 more easy heart pieces. The time has come to enter Kakariko Village. This point in the run is not very fun and it is about to become apparent. Let's start off collecting the Cuccos for Hyrulean Anju so we can nab the last bottle of this run. Go ahead and jump off the lookout tower and talk to the idiot on the roof to obtain another heart piece. Using a glitch called Cucco Dive, we can enter the bottom of the well early. From here, quickly get the Lens of Truth and get the hell out. I can't put my finger on why, but I've really never been a fan of this mini dungeon. I want you to make way to Darunia's chambers in Koron City. Once he gives you a Goron bracelet, go blow up the entrance to the Dongo's Cavern, and while you're at it, using a somewhat precise jump, land on top of the cavern to collect the heart piece number 8. 4 more and we'll be squared away. Dodongo's Cavern without a slingshot is going to be a tad bit tricky because of these 2 rooms with the fire puzzle. It's possible to land on the platforms with the fire still running and to get to the other side, but the jumps have to be near perfect. It isn't super difficult, but can be quite tedious. Once you finally get the bomb bag, leave the cavern post-haste. Climb up Death Mountain and let the Great Fairy shower you with magic. Before you hop on Gora Kapora, enter Death Mountain and climb down to get another heart piece. Hop on and fly down to Kakariko Village to collect another heart piece inside the house you land on. Head back over to Hyrule Castle and obtain Din's Fire. Now, make sure it's nighttime and enter the market. Make sure Richard sniffs you before any other dogs do and have him follow you to the crazy lady in the back alley so she'll hand over another heart piece. Finally, use the Lens of Truth in the chess minigame to collect your 12th and final heart piece. God damn, it's like we just didn't even skip 3 dungeons. Alright boys, it's time for the Piece de Resistance, the Door of Time Skip. I remember about 9 years ago learning about this glitch and thinking I'd never pull it off. It's just so cool, being able to skip such a large portion of the game because of this. And though it may look intimidating to beginners, it's quite simple to pull off, so don't let it turn you off the run, just practice it. Holy shit, this is it. The moment you've all been waiting for. If you're lucky, this didn't take much longer than 45 minutes, but it could potentially take about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I suppose one could then argue you'd be better off just playing the game normally. To that I say, come on man, just give it a try. Child Link sucks. Besides, I've had a load of fun perfecting this run, and it's given me a reason to play this game and actually appreciate it for the first time in years. As I mentioned in the intro, there are a few exceptions to this particular run of Adult Link. First of all, you can't go back to Child Link until you obtain the hover boots, and even then, I've never been able to perform the Door of Time Skip as Adult Link successfully. That being said, the Spirit Temple immediately comes to mind. Since you won't be obtaining the Silver Gauntlets, you'll have to perform one more glitch. Steal the Fishing Rod. This is probably the most well-known glitch in Ocarina of Time. As with the other glitches in the run, I have links in the description to videos that helped me, but I won't really be going over them too much at all. Once you've stolen the rod, using another glitch you can change your gauntlet color. Since we have the Goron's bracelet, our gauntlets will change to green. This gives us the power of the golden gauntlets, so the fucking big ass block in the Spirit Temple can be pushed, and thus Child Link isn't needed. If you don't like or want colored gauntlets, just obtain the silver and or gold ones whenever you want them. Personally, I like the color of the silver, so I opt to go back and retrieve them after getting the gold ones in Ganon's castle. The other problem is that we never have the chance to learn the Song of Time. This isn't an issue in the Shadow or Spirit Temples, but the first 3 have Song of Time blocks that need to be moved. Or do they? In the central room of the Forest Temple, there is a block blocking the door to a room you get a key from. You need to go there, dude. Using this sick clip, you can get into the unloaded room, exit the room, literally going inside that Song of Time block, and then walk right back, loading the room correctly. Easy peasy. Nearing the end of the Fire Temple, there is a block on top of a rusty switch that is used to open one of the prisons a Goron is in. Normally, you'd play the song and it would warp between the 2 platforms and you'd jump on it to reach the other side, but if you roll at the correct time, you'll have enough momentum to make it just across the gap. Great. Now, how do we hit the switch? Well, just use the Megaton hammer on the block and see what happens. Oh no. This one could potentially fuck you up to the point where you'd have to start the entire game over. First and foremost, never, ever, ever, under any circumstance will you unlock the door at the bottom of the central tower. Never. I'm goddamn serious. You've been warned. In the room with the long shot, there is a Song of Time block that you must move to get into the room underneath to find a key. There is one glitch to bypass said block, but as far as I know, it's impossible without hover boots, and it involves using a strange technique aptly named the Weird Shot. I can't show this off as I have never actually pulled it off in Ocarina of Time. Basically, when you lower the water level for the first time and need to get back to higher ground, save and quit, or use Farore's Wind to go to the entrance, and jump to the platforms surrounding the middle of the tower. Use an arrow to open the door to the tower and retrieve the key normally. From here, you can play the dungeon like normal and never even have to move the Song of Time block. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this run of Ocarina of Time. Hope it saves you some time and heartbreak in the future, perhaps even your next playthrough. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that subscribe button and that'll let you know when the next video comes out. At the very least, show me it was a decent video by liking it, or dislike it and tell me why in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.